Fujifilm X100V, the ergonomy. Let's talk about that. Hi there, my name is Tudor Matescu, and in this video, part 1 of the good and bad series about X100V, I want to talk about the ergonomy. The ergonomy played a major role for me. Because of this ergonomy, I decided to buy this camera. So let's talk about the ergonomy. But before entering in this video, please subscribe to my channel and be sure to hit the notification bell for more videos about X100V, Fujifilm and photography tips and tricks. And be sure to check my other video about X100V, why I consider it's almost a perfect camera. So let's talk about the looks of the camera. The looks of the camera, it's part of the ergonomy. The camera becomes a part of me. And having a good look, having a rangefinder look, it motivates me to pick up the camera and do photographies. How this camera looks, it plays a major role in the style of shooting. You can use this camera by using the EVF, the optical viewfinder or the tilting screen. This is very important. So it has a nice looking character. And before deciding to choose from the silver one and the black one, I've looked what I like the most of this camera, because I have experience in street photography, and I've discovered it's not the camera that makes you invisible. It's not a big camera or a small camera or a flashy camera or a black camera. It's all about you. It's all about your mindset. It's all about your mojo. It's all about you being prepared to do the best job that you can do on the streets. So it's not about the color. And I decided if it's not about the color, I will choose the silver one because I like it more than the black one. The black one will not make me more invisible on the street. So a silver one, a retro looking camera, it's perfect for me. So I've decided to buy it. So the looks is very important. You will not see this kind of style in other mirrorless camera like Sony A7C or other. You will see it in Leica cameras, but you will not find it on other cameras. This is premium quality, premium build. The texture of this camera, it's fantastic. It makes you want to keep it in your hand. It doesn't slip from your hand, and this is very important because you will not need a laser case for it. Only if you want to protect it, or only if you want to make it more comfortable in your hands. But the texture of this camera, and especially of the silver one, it's very nice in the hand. I really like it. I really like it. The camera feels very well built, very sturdy, very strong, very strong. So it has a nice texture. The focusing ring also, it has a nice texture, a nice damping to it. I really feel like focusing a manual Minolta lens, a manual Zeiss lens. It really feels like that. They really did it. It's not a flimsy focusing ring. The clicks of the aperture ring also fantastic. I really would prefer to be full stops and not one of the third incremental stops, but this is it. Also, the exposure compensation dial, such a nice click. You don't have these nice clicks on Fujifilm X Pro 3. Also the ISO dial, nice texture again, and the fact that you can raise the dial and you can change the ISO, it's genius. It's genius. It's more comfortable. You can keep this ring up and you can adjust the luminosity of your picture by using this ring when you are in manual mode. It is fantastic, fantastic. It is a fantastic move. It really is. Also the front dial, nice texture again, and look at this dial. Maybe I will put a micro shot. You have a little red dot at this switch. The buttons are very clickable. They are very well built into the camera. All it is very perfect. The Q button, I really love it how they put it here. You will not hit the Q button by mistake. It is very accessible. You can customize this button. You can make this camera your own. You can personalize it very, very well. So the button and dials are amazing. I really can't see how you can improve more on the camera. The thumb, it is resting very well here, adding a thumb rest and so on, so you can do all kind of ergonomy changes to this camera. The other buttons are there where we know it, the manual and single autofocus and continuous focusing mode are there. So the tilting screen, finally we have one. We have the right tilting screen on X100V. Some users talk about before X100V came to the market, they were praying not to have a screen like X Pro 3, and I totally agree. For this kind of camera, this is the right screen to have. This screen, it's perfect for street shooting by hand. I used X100 series from the first one to X100F, and I've used the screen a lot. But in some situation it was annoying because I didn't see well the composition. By tilting just 10 degrees this screen, that's all you need to tilt. This screen you will see correctly the composition on the screen. So you can make photography by hand using the tilting screen. This is a huge step in street photography ergonomy. So this screen will make a big difference in your photography style. Also, let's talk about weather sealing. So you have a weather seal camera. I like to make photography in bad weather, so this is a very important factor. Of course, you will need to attach an adapter step ring, but this is it. What can we do? But you will have a weather sealed camera, and this is very important because on the rain, on the go, in the snow, you can take the camera and make photography. I've used X100F that in bad weather. I was a little afraid, but I said I want to use the camera, I want to make photography, and I've used it and I've got great results. And this is why I've chosen X100V, because I like to make photography in bad weather, in winter or when we have rain. Why? Because people are very attentive at the bad weather, not getting wet, not getting soaked, and you can easily capture some great moments, natural moments, and this is very important. The optical viewfinder, the electronic viewfinder are very well made. You will see the picture very well in the optical viewfinder and in the electronic viewfinder. I really don't know the specs at this moment, but I feel it like X Pro 3 quality. And it's very good quality. You will see the picture very clear. Also in crop mode, you can use the 50mm field of view and you will get the frame lines for 50mm field of view. And this is huge. I really like it. I feel it like I have a small pancake 50mm f2 lens. It's not quite there, but it's almost there. It is sufficient. Look at Henri Cartier-Bresson files. Look at Henri Cartier-Bresson photography. You will not see their good quality. You will see their good composition, good geometry, good moment, and so on. Not even good light. Henri Cartier-Bresson didn't go after the light. He would go after the composition. And here we have a more capable camera than Henri Cartier-Bresson. It really is a more capable camera. I'm using X Pro 3, that it is also a more capable camera like IM3 that Henri Cartier-Bresson used. We have a much better quality on the digital sensor, and with the film simulation right baked from this camera, you will get better quality, better image quality, or the same looking filmish quality. You can really get it. And this is why I like Fujifilm. You get that filmish look right in the camera, not in all moments, not in all situations, not in all the light situation that you will have on the street or in your family apartment or at some events, but in 19% or 80% of these cases you will get that quality, and this is very important. And if you will not get it, you can edit the files later in camera or on Capture One, Lightroom, Nik Silver, and you will get beautiful photography. So this is huge. This is very huge. Another important factor is the size of the camera, and this is very important. A7C is small, X-T30 it's small, all kind of camera are small, and there are other cameras that are very small, like XF10 and Ricoh GR3. But this camera, it is there. It is between XF10 and A7C or other cameras. You can put this camera in your winter jacket pocket. You can put this camera in your bag. You can put this camera on your shoulder, on your neck, and you will not feel it. It's not XF10 size. It is not Ricoh GR3 size. But I think it's the perfect size to do XF10 Ricoh GR3 style photography, snapshotting. You can do snapshots with this camera. You can really do it. And also you can do A7C style photography or any kind of style that you want to employ in your photography. And this is very important. I've sold my X100F because I was thinking to buy Sony A7C, a small full frame camera with the pancake lens from Sony 35mm f2.8. I get a much better shell of depth of field, a much better quality, and so on. I get a lot of stuff, but I don't get this. I can't do photography by hand with Sony A7C. It is a little bigger. This is the perfect size. I've tried to use the 35 f2.8 Zeiss lens on Sony A7C, the smallest and the lightest Sony body after A7, the first one. And it is not there. It is not there. I can't use it like I can with this camera. This camera I can use it like XF10, like a Ricoh GR3, but a bigger camera than that, you will not be able to use it like this. So I can do close-up portraits on the streets by night and by day and get good results. This is again a huge factor, because when I sold my X100F I discovered I can't do this kind of photography. I can't do close-up portraits with a 35mm lens on the street having the same ergonomy that I had with X100F. I can't do it. With Sony A7C I wasn't able to do it, and with Lumix GX9 I can do it, but being a Micro Four Thirds sensor in the night, when we have low light, I don't get the same good results that I get with this camera. So this is the camera for me. It has the tilting screen, it has the fast autofocusing system, it has all the ergonomy needed to do fast close-up portraits on the streets, by night and by day. There is no other camera that can do this. You can do with Ricoh GR3 this kind of shooting, but with no fast autofocusing. You can do with XF10, but using snapshot mode, and also on Ricoh GR3 snapshot mode. But at night, when you need bigger aperture to get light to the sensor, you will need at least an f2, and you will need at least a good autofocusing system like X100F. If you don't have this kind of options on your camera, you will not be able to do by night close-up street photography portraits. So the autofocusing system, the f2, the overall ergonomy and size of this camera, it is helping me to do this kind of photography, and I don't get this ergonomy on other cameras. Also A7C has a tilting screen, and XF10 and Ricoh GR3 don't have a tilting screen, and they have an f2.8 aperture. They are easy for the hand, but they don't have all other stuff that X100V has it. And this is very important. And this enters in the realm of ergonomy, of the philosophy of this camera. It is easy for your hand, it has good autofocus, it has good lens, and you can do all kind of photography. And this is very important because this camera makes you do every kind of photography style that you want to do. And no other camera offers you that. This is huge, huge, huge. And when talking about the ergonomy of this camera, the only thing that I don't like about this camera is the autofocusing with the touchscreen that I've talked in the other video. I really don't like it. I feel this is the only thing that is missing from this ergonomy of this camera. I can't use the touchscreen to make fast shots. So the touchscreen can be used for other stuff, but not for street photography, fast style shooting. For fast style shooting you will need to use the shutter button. Another thing that I feel it's missing from this camera, it is the IBIS. For fast shooting by hand and with the tilting screen, you need some IBIS to block the movement of your hand. So to have a perfect ergonomy in this camera, we need IBIS, good autofocus system with the touchscreen, and all this package weather sealed with no adapters. But IBIS and good autofocusing system with the touchscreen, it's all I ask for. We don't have it, but I don't think it's a problem. You can bypass these limitations. You can bypass it. I give it a 10 of a 10 regarding the ergonomy. I really can bypass the other limitation when thinking about the ergonomy of this camera. It's a perfect ergonomy camera for all kinds of shooting style, landscape shooting, portrait shooting. Let's talk about the flash, the leaf shutter, and so on. So you can do all kind of photography because this camera has it in it, and you have all the buttons and the wheels and the optical viewfinder and the electronic viewfinder, and all you need to do this camera a part of you. And when you integrate this camera with you, you will do better photography in your family, on the streets, for landscapes and so on, documenting all kinds of stuff. I really love more Fujifilm than other cameras. I really do. They are putting the soul in the camera, so you can have like a rangefinder mojo with the whistle and bells of a modern camera. So you can focus on the photography, and I really think that you can do more with this kind of camera than with an older camera. So I really love Fujifilm X100V for the ergonomy they've put in this camera. A camera that I can take it everywhere, and it really delivers. So in the part 2 of this series I will talk about the quality of the lens, because I think I need to say more about this beautiful lens and the beautiful images that we can obtain from Fujifilm X100V. So please be sure to subscribe to my channel, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.